Hello, everyone, and welcome to Power Time Practice here at Ply Center Practice YouTube. My name is Sucharita. For those of you who don't know me, wishing you all a very warm welcome here on Saturday, October 10th, 2020. Happy Thanksgiving weekend to all the Canadians around the world who celebrate this beautiful time of the year where we can share our thanks and gratitude for being alive and for also everything that is good in our lives. And even as we are moving through this lockdown COVID time and we are challenged in terms of our relationships, our finances, our spiritual path, our work that we're doing, our purpose in life. There is so much going on that it is a time where we can just kind of pull back and go internally and say, wow, I'm on a spiritual path. I have a roof over my head. I have food in the fridge. I have family members who I can call on, or I have friends who I can celebrate life with, especially during these difficult times that we're all going through. And then also I have things that I can look forward to when we come out of this, because this too shall pass, as everything does in life. And it's here to evolve us. It's here to challenge us. So here at Power Time Practice, we find out about what the power and the energy behind time is. So time goes by. Time ticks by, seconds, minutes, days, hours, weeks, months, years. It just goes by. That's what happens on the earth plane. And our perception of how time goes by is really what matters. So it's our experience of life that matters. So here at Ply Center Practice with Dr. Ply's Grace and Blessings, we get to find out how to celebrate and who to celebrate. And so being on a spiritual path, we've understood and we continue to learn that there are so many divine beings. There are so many archetypes. And this is not just in the Hindu tradition. It is across the cultures, across the traditions. And Dr. Ply's Religion of Religions program that is happening. You can check it out on Ply Center, or if you have received an email, please join. He is helping us to discover all the most secretive teachings in all the traditions, all the religions of all times. So the religion is not a political thing that we get into or a tradition that we have to stay focused on from day one of our birth into at this point in time. What we're finding being on a spiritual path is we're appreciating all traditions, all religions, so that we are bringing ourselves into that state of receptivity where God consciousness or Goddess consciousness is going to wake us up. And then we will seek out the essence of all the teachings. So right now we have a beautiful time to come together and honor the goddesses. They are coming alive in the cosmos. So there is a play that's going on, and as it is in heaven, as above, so it is here below on the earth plane. And as it is here on the earth plane and in the heavens, so it is going on inside of us. And that's what we want to do. We want to experience the awakening of the goddess energy. So what is the goddess energy? It's a spiritual science, and it has been known as Kundalini energy or nature or goddess or many different names, depending on the tradition that you have read about or you stumbled across, and perhaps you've stumbled across Dr. Ply's teachings. And you're about to find out. So every year at this time, there is a play of forces going on so that we will all evolve. So the play of forces is forces of nature, in that we have dark times. So dark times meaning, look at the sun in the west here. I'm from Toronto, Canada, and it's autumn, it's fall season. So the days are shorter, meaning that the sun isn't going to be shining too much after, 6 or 7, whereas in the summertime, it was not setting until like 9 or even 9:30, 10 o'clock. So the daylight hours are becoming less, meaning it's darker. So when we wake up in the morning, it's still dark. And when we are coming or going off to work or whatever it is that we're doing, we don't have a window of time that has too much sunlight hours. So what happens then is these forces of nature will help us to see beyond what's happening as the sun is rising or setting or anything in between. And what we mean by that is we feel something. When the sun is no more there, we're groping in the dark, literally. And also we sense that there's a strange energy. Even if we live in a wonderful neighborhood, we kind of feel eerie when we're walking about without a flashlight or without someone to walk with us at nighttime, or maybe our dog to guide us and to protect us, give us that sense of protection or security. So these divine beings are coming in, and we don't know what they look like because we maybe haven't explored them to that degree or depth of understanding. Oh, yes, I'm guided all the time. I feel it inside of me. I feel the protection. I feel as if I can navigate these dark times. Now, layer that with the COVID lockdown, and I think we're in Toronto, Canada, we're even going back a phase. We were moving forward, and now there are more cases, so we have to bring it back again to a phase that we thought we're going to be out of the lockdown. So this is what happens. And as Dr. Ply has shared, and many of the spiritual masters who are on the earth plane and sharing with their students, their devotees or disciples, is that, hey, this is a great opportunity for all of us. Even though it's dark times, even though we are being challenged, we can call on the goddesses who come to the earth plane at this time, and they destroy the negative forces. What are the negative forces? Well, just examine your own consciousness, your own thought processes. Are you thinking positive thoughts? And that's a big $1 trillion question, because are you thinking your own thoughts, or are you reacting, or are you being driven by the thoughts that are going on in the media, social media, online, in conversations, in everywhere where we're allowed to go about? As we navigate the grocery stores or essential services, because pretty much restaurants aren't allowing people to sit there. Some have closed down. A lot have closed down, actually, because financially they can't keep it running. So it's really dark times. It's very uncertain times, very doubtful times, and we are groping. And so the goddess energy starts to get activated inside of us, and then it will help us to seek out the light. So if you've stumbled across Dr. Ply's teachings and here you are at Power Time Practice, then you're in a great place to have a little bit of a reprieve from all of it. So, our freedom feels like it's been taken away, and we can't move as we used to, going to the stores, running our errands without the mask, without washing our hands, or without having to put disinfectant and so on. It's like, whoa, we have all these extra steps that we have to take. We can't talk to people without having 6 feet in between us, and keeping the social distance, and then not being able to hang out with our buddies and family members. And this is a time where here in Canada we have Thanksgiving, and where we can only have a certain amount of people that we can spend time with. So it's our freedom is really rocked. We don't know what freedom is, or there is going to be a new normal, and we better get used to it. Hopefully not. So Dr. Ply shares that, like in all times, viruses come and they can be like a demon force, and then it upsets us. It makes us to feel as if we are victims to the situation, and there is no way out, or we can't find a way out. The government can't find a way out. Health or medical field can't help us at this point in time. Maybe down the road, yes, The teachers, educators, they can't help us. So it's like we have to rely on our own compass, our inner compass. So in order for us to navigate this situation with grace and ease, then, and to overcome all this perception of what is happening, we can call on the goddess energy inside of us. And what will that look like or feel like? Well, we're just about to find out. So every night we have been hosting free Navaratri call services, which is happening on YouTube on another channel. Are actually on this channel, Apply Center Practice channel, but it's being hosted by another Apply Center teacher. And what that is you can join, it's free, and you can participate in meditating, chanting. Maybe there will be a flower petal offering or a puja elementalization like we're going to do now. And so if you missed that, well, you didn't miss it. You can still jump here, and then also recordings will be there as well. So why we want to take advantage of this is because it's a Saturday here in Toronto, Canada, and Saturdays are great days to do spiritual practices where you can just dump a lot of karma. So anything that is negative, congested, and is no longer serving you anymore, you can get rid of it. You can feel connected to your inner world. And then with that light inside of you, you will know how to navigate the dark times that are happening around you. So everyone has their own soul's evolution. They are playing out whatever their karmic thought patterns are. And it doesn't mean that you have to react to it. You can just smile and know the goddess is guiding you. And not only guiding you to help you to feel safe or protected, but also to give you ideas, to give you wisdom, to give you creative energy, to feel like you have energy and you feel empowered and you know how and what you want to do and where you need to go, without people saying, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. And it's a terrible time right now. Isn't this awful? And you just kind of get so worn down by that, beaten down by it. So the conversation can go on, but internally you are connecting with that Kundalini energy, that goddess energy that is your guiding light. And then not just with blind faith, you have that faith, that unshakable faith inside of you that says, I trust in the path that I'm on. I'm trusting in the light that is guiding me, and it's showing up with all these miracles, peace, joy, happiness, manifestations. And people are saying, hey, what are you doing? It's like, well, I'm enjoying my spiritual path. I'm enjoying praying. I'm enjoying being centered and calm and peaceful in spite of all of it, because that is going to help you to be efficient with your energy. So without further ado, what I'd like to turn over now is the camera towards the altar that I have set up to the right of me. And we have three goddesses that traditionally are called on at this time, as per the Indian tradition. And then as per Dr. Ply, he wants people to have that knowledge that they can access courage and bravery and energy and come out of depression, come out of anger, frustration. So everything that we've been swirling around in. And even if we're happy campers, maybe we're absorbing the negativity that is on steroids right now. So we want to not feel like we have to just lock ourselves away and wait till it's all over. We want to be able to go out and about and navigate and be our happy selves, and maybe throw some light or shed some light on others and uplift them. So Goddess Durga, who removes dukkha, which means suffering, any kind of suffering, pain of mental pain, emotional pain, physical pain, maybe pain of memories that we have had in the past where we really can't shake it and we can't forgive people. We can't even forgive ourselves, or guilt, and all these kinds of lower vibrating energies and memories that keep us tethered to our past, and we can't seem to break free of it. So the goddess Durga will help you to experience that. So you don't have to think, how am I going to do that? Well, you just show up and you pray to her, and you'll soon experience a shift, and maybe you'll feel some burning fiery energy. And that means the light is coming in, just like the sun's light is really intensely hot. You may feel an intense heat building up inside of you, or it could be like tingling and just uplifting, joyous feeling for no reason, or this sense of relief that you feel, wow, all that energy is gone. I don't know what it is, but it's no longer there. It's no longer impeding my thoughts or my ideas or even my sense of energy. And so you feel empowered, you feel uplifted. So that's the goddess Durga. And then we have the goddess Lakshmi Shrimbrzi, and she will destroy scarcity consciousness, poverty consciousness, not having enough consciousness, never being good enough, never being chosen, not able to have breakthroughs with all your projects, or relationships go sideways or go sour. And it's not because you want it to, you're really trying, but it just seems like there's some vicious cycle that you're trapped in and you can't seem to shake it. So she will stop that. The goddess Shrimbrzi will get you out of that and bring you abundance, prosperity, comfort, joy, happiness. Everything that represents joy and happiness and comfort on the earth plane is through the blessings of Shrimbrzi, Lakshmi, the goddess of beauty, grace, abundance, joy, happiness, and so on. So then we come to the goddess Saraswati, and Saraswati is the goddess of wisdom, education, creativity, music, arts, dance, children. So you will feel the joy of that inner child who maybe fell off its swing, and you want to experience more of that, where you were, you learn some habits, maybe perhaps that's what you could relate to them, or how you could relate to them in the past, that it's just not true anymore. You are a child of God. We're all children of God. We all want to get to that point where we will ask, like we do when we're kids and we ask for that Toys R Us toy and we just want it, we can't, we're going to die without it, we're going to roll around until we get it. We forget about doing that. We forget about dreaming. We forget about imagining ourselves having everything that we wanted. How else did we maintain, or how else did we manifest the things that we want in life? We dreamed about it. We imagined ourselves. We went towards it, but we lost our ability somehow to create that and to keep our imagination fresh, like a child, in wonder and awe. So the goddess Saraswati will help us connect with our soul's intelligence, bringing wisdom, which is beyond the thinking mind, beyond logic, beyond rationality. And that is getting into miracle consciousness. So all three aspects of these goddesses will wake up inside each and every one of us, because that's what the energy is that is going on in the cosmos, the play of these goddesses who will destroy negativity and bring you enlightenment and power and energy and courage and bravery and joy and abundance and prosperity and beautiful relationships and beauty inside of your mind, your body, your soul. You will feel that. You will understand what that is. It will bring you to tears. And then the ability to create and experience higher intelligence, wisdom, and be educated in a way that you will find out what is going on, versus just listening and saying, oh my God, this is what it is, and this is what my life is going to be, and oh my God, you'll just say, okay, well, that's one way of being, but I'm going to go educate myself. And thank goodness we have the internet. You can read both sides of what is happening Whether it's true or not true, you can get into conspiracy theories and all the rest, but you can just, with that, your ability to navigate and understand, okay, how do I go about in my everyday life, and what am I listening to? I have a choice in all of that. So I have a choice to listen to whatever is going on, to take it in. And then I also, if I'm in lockdown, I'm going to make use of the lockdown instead of worrying, instead of watching more of it and getting into more of a funky state. Then you can be doing your spiritual practices, calling on these divine beings, feeling that energy inside of you, which is our birthright. We have to birth it inside of us. So that energy grows, that intelligence grows and expands, and then pours out into the space. And then, not because you're doing your spiritual practices in your little weenie bin, or your room where nobody's going to see it. You are always calling on these divine beings who are going on and guiding you behind the scenes, or maybe even in front of you. They've already gone before you and cleaned it all up, if you know how to navigate that. So what we're going to do is, now that more people are joining, I guess they're still at the Navaratri call, but thanks everyone for being here. We're going to get into Navaratri here. So I'll just move the camera, and you'll see the altar here, or this table that's set up like an altar. By no means do you have to have this, but we want to just have these images that have been energized over about maybe over 20 years anyways, a couple of decades. And they have all been energized by Dr. Ply, also the Vedic specialists in India. And they were either shipped or brought here by me from my travels to India over the years. And so these are the images. We have Ganesha, who is to the right of this goddess. This is a form of Parvati, and it's called Durga. Again, she removes dukkha, suffering. And she's traditionally honored for the first 3 nights of Navaratri. And you can then thereafter be calling on her all the time when you're feeling down or sad or depressed, or you don't have courage or energy even, or you feel you don't have, you're not empowered. You don't feel like you have the ability to create something and to go after it, not necessarily fight for it, but just see these weapons that she has. They're all divine weapons. She doesn't throw them around. She just has this smile on her face there, and nothing stops her. So this is the next goddess here. This is Mahalakshmi, or Gaja. Lakshmi Gaja means elephants. And you can see her when she is in this form. This is the royal Lakshmi. So she's like a queen. And then she has the elephants that represent royalty consciousness. So we can call on her to bless us with royalty consciousness, even during times where we may have scarcity. And this is COVID for sure. We do have that consciousness all around us, but we don't necessarily have to adopt it or adapt it. So this is also a representation. This yantra is a landing pad. It's sacred geometry. And maybe I'll give you an up close and personal look at it for those people who don't know what a yantra is. It's sacred geometry, and this one is for the goddess Shrimbrzi, and it's got some sacred script in there, and there's got a downward facing triangle, upward facing triangle. It kind of looks like the Star of David, which you can see across the cultures, across the traditions. This is sacred geometry. So religions have all of these images throughout their traditions, their scriptures and their sacred teachings as well. So Shrimbrzi is going to give you that abundance, and this is how the goddess comes in this landing pad, and then it transmits out this spiritual energy, just like the statues will when we're activating them. You may even feel it now. This is the image of Shrimbrzi, and this is something that Dr. Ply, he's been told that he needs to get this created. This is the form of Lakshmi Shrimbrazi of the past couple of years, and especially in 2020. And it makes sense that she has come to the earth plane during this time in the past couple of years before COVID. Who knew COVID was going to hit? But the goddess came ahead of time to help to give us prosperity consciousness. So Shreem and Brazi together are the key words or passwords for unlocking abundance consciousness, even during this difficult time we're all going through. This is the goddess Saraswati. You can see her Indian guitar, Veena, and she represents music, dance, arts, creativity, writing, children, education, wisdom. So she is a happy camper here. She will be smiling and sending a lot of spiritual energy into you. This is the goddess Varahi Shrimbrazi. So Varahi is, you can see maybe by the side view here, she has a boar head, and her consort is a form of Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, who came as Varaha. And it was an avatar that will, with the boar head, it will root out any negative congested energy. So getting into the root of who you are, not just at the superficial level. So she is the goddess of 2020, one of the goddesses of, so that's the goddess Varahi. And then we have the Sri Yantra. And this is a two-dimensional, this is Yantra. Again, Yantra is machine or landing pad, and it's got sacred geometry. You can see all these different triangles there. And then you can see the pyramidal type, or it looks like a mountain too, it could be. There's this image here. This is a more 3D image. And this is representing all goddesses. So Lalita Tripura Sundari is the Sri Chakra, or the Sri Yantra. And as Dr. Ply shared, Bala Tripura Sundari is a form of this goddess Lalita Tripura Sundari as a child. So Bala Tripura Sundari comes in as a child goddess because the forces were so strong, these demonic forces. At that time, she manifested as a young girl because these demonic forces said, I will only stop harming people if I am, there were certain criteria, and I will not ever be killed by anything. But he forgot to mention that a little girl could, if he was killed, then she came as the little girl. So that's the, if you check out Ply Center and you see the Navaratri paid services, the initiations are going to be in these forms of the goddess Bala Tripura Sundari and also Varahi as well. So, and then these different goddesses, just like we wear different hats in our lives. We're mothers, we're fathers, we're daughters, we're sons, we're doctors or lawyers or educators or whatever we are. We wear a different hat in our lives, depending on the relationship we have to others or whatever it is that we're doing in our daily activities. So like that, the goddesses will manifest as different images, different ways of giving you spiritual blessings. So we will be getting into a state of receptivity momentarily, where I'll call on Ganesha to remove the obstacles so that you can feel this Kundalini energy moving in the base of your spine and then up through the chakras, activating them. Call on Dr. Ply to awaken your consciousness, to get out of your thinking mind and don't worry about what you want to manifest or what you want to get rid of. All that is going on already. We're going to rise above it with his grace and blessings. And then we will chant some mantras. You can chant out loud or you can listen to me chanting. We are also going to offer different items that represent the 5 elements. And you can do this at home during Navaratri. Navaratri starts on the 16th of October, which is next Friday, I believe. Yeah. And that's a great night to start with the goddess energy. And maybe it's the 17th, depending on where you are in the world. So you'll have to check that out as per the Astroved timings, or if you participate in the paid services, they will send you a welcome email with all that information. So you can do this at home as well if you have a picture, or maybe even if you just download the images on your phone, on your computer. That could be also a way that you can honor the goddesses. So the 5 elements that make up everyone and everything in this on this earth plane and in the universe in subtler forms. These 5 elements are represented as earth, water, fire, air, and space. So offering 5 items that represent each of the elements will activate that energy inside of us, as well as the gods and the goddesses will say, hey, who's activating all this? You're giving me what represents earth. So that's the food. So we have a nice pomegranate. The goddess loves pomegranate. So if you have that, it just happens to be at the grocery store. Isn't that amazing? So it can be a banana. It can be any fruit. It can be mixed to nuts or raisins, or can be even a chocolate, an M&M, as Dr. Ply says. You just give it with love. So that's the food representing the earth element. And then you focus on the lower chakras. And you imagine that energy getting activated and diffusing any negativity. Because when we give this item offering to the goddesses, then what happens is they get inside of us. And so they get inside of the food, so that you can eat afterwards as a prasad or blessed food. But they also gets inside of our lower chakra, earth element. Then the next one is the water. So you can offer, spring water, fresh water. If you open up a bottle, don't drink out of it. Can be tap water too. That's fine. So offering water, then you focus on the belly, the navel chakra, and that's where the water element can be accessed or felt primarily. And then we can offer the fire, and the fire can be a candle, or it can be ghee, Ghee, and that is clarified butter. And the gods love it too. So we'll offer that. And ghee is like gold. So the goddesses love the gold consciousness, the Midas touch, everything turns to gold. So that's what the ghee will do. The fire element is at the heart, and it makes sense because when we get fired up, we want our heart's desires to be fulfilled. Then we have the air element that is represented by the incense that has special herbs. And this one is the brisée incense. I think I have an image of that is somewhere on the altar behind me. And then finally, we will, and that's at your throat. So wherever you breathe in, so your throat, your nostrils, your mouth, where you take the air in, but there's a subtler air. That's the prana, the life force. So we want to get to that level of energy, because without the life force, you're dead. So we want to, you can be breathing, but then we want to have that vital energy. And that's what the goddesses want us to have. The next one is the ether. That's the 5th element. And then that's represented by, flowers or flower petals that you can offer. And this is like the modern day version of this is like a text message or an Insta or WhatsApp or email or some technology where it's pretty quick that you can send your prayer to the divine. So the flower carries that ability. All right. So now you know what we're going to do, and you can do this at home. So, and when you do it, you will really commune with these goddesses, because it's like you when you go and you cook your favorite meal, or you go to a family gathering, and you have everything there, the party favors and all the rest, and you're all dressed up, and you really get into it, and then you really enjoy yourself. So that's what the goddesses want to do. They don't want to just come here and battle. They want to enjoy and transmit that joy and energy to you. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to close our eyes and put our attention internally. And you can be focusing on the base of the spine, also in the legs, and into the feet, even the soles of the feet. You can imagine energy pouring through your whole being, right down the legs, out the soles of the feet, into the ground, into the Mother Earth, even into the core of Mother Earth. And release anything that is no longer serving you, and then receive the fiery energy, the Kundalini energy of the earth. And then exhale that to come up into the bottoms of your feet, the soles of your feet, up the legs. Feel the energy coming up. Imagine a reddish orangish light. And into the pelvic region, even maybe into the abdomen. We'll call on Ganesha to remove the obstacles for this experience that you're going to have to really fire you up. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Now imagine a ray of light shooting up your backbone, piercing the chakras, the psycho-spiritual centers that are stacked up on top of one another in your backbone of the subtle body, your energy body. This light beam pierces the top of the skull and goes up and up into the space like a searchlight or an SOS, calling on the goddesses, calling on divine support, a divine Wi-Fi connection. Will make things, communication happen instantaneously. Now imagine Dr. Ply appearing before you in a form you're familiar with, or a light. He sends 2 rays of light or beams of light into your eyes, piercing your eyeballs, firing up your eyes, cleansing the windows to the soul. The eyes are the windows to the soul. 2 beams of light enter either eardrum, piercing it. The light enters the inside of your head, lights up your brain, your face lights up. Two beams of light enter either nostril, shooting up the nostrils. A beam of light enters the mouth, pierces the tip of the tongue, lights it up. Middle of the tongue, lights it up. Back of the tongue and the throat, especially the throat, light it up with this beam of light. And a beam of light enters the spot between your two eyebrows, activating your pituitary, your pineal gland, third eye. Another beam of light enters the top of your skull from above, coming down, piercing it, entering your brain. The neurons fire. Your whole brain lights up. And with that lighting up of the brain, the whole nervous system throughout your whole body lights up. Bioelectricity. You're on fire. You are lit up. Now, focus your attention on your left nostril, the pituitary at the spot between your two eyebrows on your forehead, just above the bridge of your nose. And above that, about an inch on your forehead, the pineal or pineal gland. We'll call on Dr. Ply to activate all these beams of light and your attentional energy on the left nostril, the pituitary, the pineal. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Keep your attention on your left nostril, your forehead, the pituitary pineal, the third eye. And slowly, slowly open your eyes. We'll begin the offering of flower petals to each of the goddesses. And keep your attention on your left nostril, the spot between your two eyebrows, just above the bridge of your nose, the pituitary gland. Om Dhum Durgaye Namaha. 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 Now we'll offer the flowers to the goddess Lakshmi Srimati. Om Shri Brzi Namaha. 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 Now we will offer to the goddess Saraswati. Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Om Aim Saraswatyai 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 Namaha. Now we will pray to the Sri Chakra, Lalita Tripura Sundari. Om Sri Lalita Tripura Sundari Namaha. 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 Om Om Shri Lalita Tripura Sundari Namaha. 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 Now we will offer the different items that represent the 5 elements. Focus your attention on your lower chakras from about the pelvic region down into the legs. We'll offer the fruit. Om Dhum Durgaye Namaha. Om Shrim Brazi Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Om Shri Lalita Tripura Sundari Namaha. Now move into your belly, your navel chakra, and we'll offer the water. Om Dhum Durgaye Namaha. Om Shrim Brazi Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Om Shri Lalita Tripura Sundari Namaha. Focus attention on your heart center. Fire it up. We'll offer the ghee lamp. Om Dhum Durgaye Namaha. Om Shrim Brazi Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Om Shri Lalita Tripura Sundari Namaha. Now move up to your throat, your mouth, your nostrils. We'll offer the incense to clear it out. It also diffuses the ego that edges God out. Om Dhum Durgaye Namaha. Om Shrim Brazi Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Om Shri Lalita Tripura Sundari Namaha. Now bring your attention into your eyes and your brain. Light it up. Connect with the ether, the space or Akash, where the Akashic records are. You can write a new destiny with the goddess's blessings. Om Dham Durgaye Namaha. Om Dham Durgaye Namaha. Om Dham Durgaye Namaha. Om Shri Brazil Lakshmi Namaha. Om Shri Brazil Namaha. Om Shri Brazil Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Om Shri Lalita Tripura Sundari Namaha. Om Shri Lalita Tripura Sundari Namaha. Om Shri Lalita Tripura Sundari Namaha. And close your eyes. Once again, imagine Dr. Ply appearing before you in a light or a form you're familiar with. Two beams of light enter your eyes. Two beams of light enter your eardrums. Two beams of light shoot up your nostrils. A beam of light enters your tongue. A beam of light enters your third eye. A beam of light enters the top of your skull, lights up your brain and your whole body. Focus your attention on your left nostril. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Feel the energy coming alive in your left nostril. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Move into the spot between your two eyebrows. Activate the pituitary gland on your forehead, just above the bridge of your nose. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Move up about an inch on your forehead to about the middle part of your forehead, where the pineal gland or pineal gland can be accessed. Third eye. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Left nostril, pituitary, pineal. Pray to Dr. Ply to help you to commune with the goddesses. Pray to the goddesses to answer your prayers, fulfill your desires, and just be still. Commune. Merge. Feel their energy. Receive the blessings. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment, peace to the world. Make your prayer of gratitude to the divine for guiding your soul to experience some shift in your consciousness, some shift in your energy, your intelligence, your understanding of your purpose here at this point in time in your life, on the earth plane. And because we're on a spiritual path, we can pray for those who need it the most. Food, clothing, shelter, medicine, clean water, education. Love, unconditional love, is every human being's birthright. And if they aren't receiving that, we can call on the divine mother, the goddess, to just swoop in there. So no one is left behind and without. and pray for whatever it is that you want. Once again, ask it. And then when you're ready, you can slowly, slowly open your eyes and again gaze at these images. These goddesses are so happy. They're smiling. That you came and participated in bringing them to the earth plane. And slowly, slowly let go. Take notice of what is happening in your body, in your mind, in your soul. Thanks for joining, everyone. That was fun. So have an amazing rest of your weekend. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Even if you're not Canadian and you don't celebrate, you can still tap into that energy of gratitude and be thankful for whatever you have in your life, and more will come. So we'll see you this week during the free calls that we are honoring the goddess, preparing ourselves to receive the grace and blessings of the goddess during Navaratri, which is going to start. The 9 nights are going to be starting 16th or 17th, depending on where you are in the world. So check that out on Ply Center or Astrobed. And then there are paid services if you want to participate in that. There's amazing services. And now Dr. Ply has asked everyone the team at Ply Center to create initiations as per the day. So you can get to buy those separately as well, the individual ones. Or you can participate in the Fire Lab that Dr. Ply himself is going to be hosting and then initiating everyone who attends into the goddess as per that night. So that will be the final night, which is the 10th night of Navaratri. So Nava means 9, Ratri means nights. So the 9 nights, then the 10th night is a victory dance. So that's when Dr. Ply is going to be hosting Fire Lab. He'll be performing it himself, and that will be private to the people who are going to be enrolling in that. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. You can pop your questions, your comments, or shared experiences on the chat, and I'll be certain to respond accordingly. And then we will see you when we see you next, if you need to go. And thanks for joining. So Nasa is saying, thank you, Suchita. You brought Venus through my window again. It is very nice feeling. She says, hello to you. At this moment, Sun creates exact trine with my Venus. Fabulous. That's great. Venus is the planet that represents comfort and joy and happiness. And she is an energy that lights us up. And it helps us to devote ourselves to everyone and everything in our life. So be full of devotion. And then when we're on our spiritual path, then it's a no-brainer. It's so super easy. It's natural to be devoted because that's our highest expression of ourselves. The most subtle energy is devotional energy. So we can look to Venus, the planet Venus. And then the overlord for Venus is Shrimbrazi, Lakshmi, Shrimbrazi. So you can enjoy the blessings as we're looking up at the moon and looking up at Venus, sorry. You can, and also the moon. The moon represents Parvati's energy. So the goddess Durga. So, and it's all goddess energy, the goddess Saraswati as well. So Carol is saying, happy Thanksgiving to my Canadian friends, like you said, Trita, and relatives. The goddesses are beaming and colorful, steadying and spirit soaking. That's nice. Nice spiritual transmission. Radha has posted here from Ply Center Practice, the goddess Navaratri goddess initiation program. So the link is there. And it's also under specials if you jump on to Ply Center. Bhairavi Judy Angle is saying, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Namaste. Be grateful for all. That's what it is. When we're full of gratitude, then we are full of greatness. And that's what the divine wants, you to express gratitude. And when you just Even if you fake it, just say thank you to everyone. Thank you so much. Even if they're miserable, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you just said that for a whole day, you would be a completely different person, and you would feel full. You would feel like, oh my God, wow, this is amazing. So expressing your gratitude helps you to feel full of greatness. And then when you're full of that, you are divine. You are expressing your highest version of yourself, your highest and best version of yourself. And then the goddess is like, oh, let me just give you more then. So Ply Center practice, Radha has posted here, Navaratri ritual is done in India. So you can check out the specials, the link there. And then people have been asking me what is the timing for the fire labs that are going to be going on at the Ashraved Remedy Center. And if you go on to, in India, and so if you go on to Ashraved, it actually, in the Navaratri banner, you click on that. And then there is a place for you to see the table, the timetable. So we'll tell you that I'm not sure if it's in India Standard Time only, but at least you have a timing. No, I think it does show Pacific timing. But if not, you can go on to worldclock.com and then convert the timing. But at least you'll know when it's happening, and you can tune in at that time. So if you're participating in those services, though, you will also have an email sent to you, welcome to the Navaratri services, and thank you for joining, and so on, and we'll give you the details. If you have not received the email for whatever reason, maybe it's in your spam, or maybe you deleted it mistakenly, or maybe you think it hasn't come yet, then send an email to support@astraved.com or office@plycenter.com. And make sure that you have that welcome email for the services that you're sponsoring. Melba is saying, what a magnificent experience. Oh, thank you so much, Sutra Navaratri Goddesses, Dr. Ply, Shreem, Brazilian Ganesha. Wonderful, wonderful. And that's what we want to experience. We know that this is spiritual science. It's a technology. And people who've been around Dr. Ply, regardless of what your tradition is that you were raised in, and regardless if you even are following the Hindu tradition, he goes outside of all of that, or inside of it, actually. He goes deep into it, pulls out the best of it, the essence of the teachings, gives us the tools or the keys that unlock the secrets inside of us so that we can commune with this energy. So the goddess energy is really strong during these dark times that we're in right now, especially with COVID, especially with the change of the season, darker times of the year. And it is a play of the dark forces and the light, and the goddesses are fierce. They will root out, get to the root of your anger that you've been carrying for your whole life. If you want it rooted out, like you would weed your garden, you don't just lop off the top of the leaves, the weeds, and hope they go away. No, they pop up faster than the flowers do. So we want to get to the root and just pull those weeds out of our consciousness. And so the goddesses will root that out. And this is the time that you will feel it. Just like you wouldn't necessarily weed your garden in the winter time if you're here and it's snowing. God, everything's in hibernation. So the goddesses, they will come to the earth plane at this time because they will weed out that energy, the memories, the pain, the suffering, and then everything that's happening, not only in your life, but in everyone else's lives. And collectively, this planet is in pandemic, with coronavirus, but also financially, everybody is really challenged in economics. We don't even know what the economy is going to do. We don't even know what's going to happen, with this rioting and the hatred, and oh my God, how to navigate it. That's what we want to do. So we want the goddesses to get into us, and never mind the who, what, where, when, how. Just get into us and make sure that we are moving through our lives and through these tough times with grace and ease. And we hear from so many of you, the members in different programs, also here and all the free programs, how they can't believe how happy they feel or joyous. They have a reprieve from, or time out from the the hustle and bustle and all the negativity that's all conversations and everything that's going on. It can be really draining, and you can feel like there's no life. You got the life sucked out of you, or the life energy, and you don't feel uplifted very much. And so people are coming and they're saying, my God, these teachings, yeah, I feel it. I feel like, oh my God, I'm filled up with energy, and I feel empowered. I feel moved. I feel something happen in a profound way. We have kids. I want to have a little shout out to the kids, and you know who you are, super little angels. They sent, their mom actually sent me an email, and these kids drew the pictures of the goddesses, and they're just having so much fun. And they are not from the Indian tradition in their family, what they grew up with. So they are really getting into it. And there's lots of kids who participate along with their family members who are part of these free programs. So they can, find out how to tap into the energy of the goddess as well. They want joy. They want happiness. They don't want the misery. So, hi, little angels. Thank you so much for your fabulous pictures. I'll also send you an email response too. And thanks, Mom, for sending it. So that's always fun. And that's what we want to see too, is that the kids of today, we want to leave this world a better place. Well, we don't want to leave it yet. We want it to be a better place for the kids so that they can tap into the energy of the goddess and the energy of the divine beings, and not have to choose, any one particular path or religion. Or maybe they are, and then they're coming to Dr. Ply's, somehow they've come across Dr. Ply's teaching, and then they dive deeper into Christ consciousness, or they see Mother Mary, or they experience Jesus, or they experience Allah in a more profound, more meaningful, mystical, magical way. So as Dr. Ply shares in his Religion of Religions program that is going on right now, it's all about your own experience of God consciousness, of Goddess consciousness. That is the true religion. It's the truth of who you are. And the other is historical accounts, and there are scriptures, sacred scriptures. We all have to be respectful of that. It was passed on through the prophets, through the beings who gave up their lives to study the scriptures and bring God consciousness in to that tradition. However, to move away from the politics, to move away from the money and power and so on, or just to marginalize it a bit, take a break from it, and then dive deeper into it. So a lot of people come and they find out about these goddesses, about these beings, and Dr. Ply is going to share about Mother Mary, who is going to activate this creative potential to create a baby. She created it out of nowhere, the womb. The divine womb, the sacred divine feminine. So it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl or what gender you are. It's about activating the creative process inside of you so that you don't have to think. You just want to intuitively know this is the right thing for you to do. This is how you manifest. And then the miracle is, as Mother Mary birthed, she had the ability to handle that intense Christ consciousness so that she could birth Jesus into the earth plane. So Dr. Ply shared about that in the webinars, the webcasts that have been done in the previous couple of Sundays. You can check that out on the community events on Ply Center. And I think that's where Power Time Practice is posted too. So check out those recordings of Dr. Ply sharing about Navaratri and how important it is and what you're going to get out of it. and then see if that resonates with you. And then maybe you might participate in the initiations. And please don't feel like, oh my God, I have to do this and I can't fit it in my budget. Dr. Ply would never want you to do that. So there are a lot of free teachings, and this being here, one of them. You can watch the recordings again and again and get the blessings of the goddess. You can commune with the goddess. You have the mantras. If you are going to join the daily chanting and meditation that are being hosted by the different Ply Center teachers, including myself, I'll see you next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday next week. Those nights, and then the other teachers are in the other time slots for the remainder of the nights of the weeks. And then I'll see the people who are in the paid programs, the initiation programs, during the 9 nights. I'll be doing 3 of those nights, and then 2 or 3 follow-up calls, so that you get the most out of the teachings, because there's going to be a lot of energy coming in and you just want to absorb all that. And then we'll show you how to navigate the teachings that Dr. Ply gives thereafter. So that's a really powerful program. There are fire labs that are going to be done on your behalf every night if you're in the premier program. So, and then, like I said, there's going to be programs where maybe you can afford to do one of the initiations, and that will be a great start. So God and Goddess only know what you can do, so don't stress out. There are lots of free teachings, and that's how I started with Dr. Ply. I couldn't afford to do a lot of it. I was a student, had big tuition fees, big student loans, debt up to my eyeballs, and, you know, working and everything. So I understand, you know, we really, really want to do it, but then just work with the sounds, work with the practices, keep bringing the goddess energy into your life, and not just doing a spiritual practice, but be the goddess. You know, you might even experience these thoughts, or you find yourself going to the store and everything's on sale, and you're just like, oh, I think I'm going to get this beautiful blouse, or you're going to get a new hairstyle, or, you know, new image. And the goddess is going to bring a lot of beauty into your mind, and you just want to beautify yourself. Well, whether you're a guy or girl, doesn't matter. You can beautify your body, your mind, your soul. Maybe you'll be attracted to music and dance. Maybe you'll be attracted to taking care of your body, so you have more energy, some more physical things like yoga or walking in nature, running, exercising, getting out more and feeling that power, that the blood flowing. That's the goddess Durga, who gives you courage and strength and power. And then the goddess, of course, beauty is Lakshmi Shrimbrazi, and abundance and joy. So this is what we want to see in our lives. We want to be that, as Dr. Ply quotes, you know, the George Harrison Beatles song, you know, I really want to see you, Lord. My sweet Lord is the name of the song. And I want to be with you. I want to feel you. I want to know you. It just takes way too long to do that. Now, had he been studying under Dr. Ply, maybe it wouldn't have taken so long. So you can experience it, and then it shows up in your life in beautiful ways. So why not grab onto that intelligence and then have it be your guiding light, versus whatever is going on with the rest of the world, and then you having to feel like you're a victim of the circumstance. God's not a killjoy. Goddess is not a killjoy. They want you to rise above it all and go after what you really, really want. So Nasa is saying happy Thanksgiving. Okay, great. Faraz is saying here, hi Sutrita, your statues and yantras are always beautifully shining. May I request to give your expert advice on what we could do to bring the shine back into our goddess statues? Yeah, that's what happens. Sometimes they get oxidized. So you can take some lemon or lime, and then just you have to use a lot of it though. I get a bowl of them, you know, several of them, cut them in half, and then just shine them up. These ones I have to. If you have smaller statues, you won't need so much, but you can just, or so many, you can just these bigger statues, they need quite a bit of elbow grease. So you can shine them up with a lemon or a lime. Sometimes people use like a baking soda or something like that, or Google it. You know, you want to use like food, organic items, cleaners. So hopefully that helps you. Melba saying here, that is exactly how I felt, and I feel both lucky and a huge amount of grace for the way that my Pillai courses and my participation in the global community events have enriched my life. And that's what rituals do. They make you to feel rich. How else will we know what it's like to experience all around wealth if we don't feel it inside? Because many of us have had experiences where that we've had, exposure to it, or at least we can surf on the internet and imagine what it's like and feel that. But then some of us will have opportunities and we'll be like, so what? Doesn't matter. So we can't appreciate it. So the goddess really helps us to appreciate what we have, and more comes. And then when we do have a time period where, for example, when I was in India and it was COVID and I was trying to book my flight home, and I ended up going to the airport like 5 times and it got canceled. No, sorry, ma'am, your flight's been canceled. Oh my God. So I was just under the wire. I had to get out of India, and I just had dental surgery, and oh my God, I think I talked about it on Power Time Practice, but it just reminded me of, finally, I just had to get a first class ticket. And I was in this beautiful, seat, and I was, everyone was totally stressed out. And there I was in first class or business class, I think it was, but it was just great. And I was like, wow, this is so awesome. And COVID, what? Who? I was with the goddess. So you really appreciate it. Whereas, the people around me, they're like all stressed out and they can't appreciate that they're in this beautiful luxury and flying for 15 hours from New Delhi to Toronto. It was just like, wow, this is awesome. So we want to experience the energy of wealth consciousness, of prosperity, of gratitude, of abundance and joy inside, so that when those moments come, we really, oh my God, this is so amazing, and you appreciate it. So Carol is saying, me too, Melba. I have a deeper connection with the divine since the very first Shrimra Z course I took in 2013. There you go. Reflections is saying here, My Sweet Lord is made and sung by George Harrison, not the Beatles. I shared that information the other day also. He was a Beatle. That's what I meant to say. Thanks, Reflections. So it's when they broke off, and then he became a Krishna follower. He was in love with Krishna. In fact, before he sang any songs, you can watch it on the YouTube, he will say Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. Or he will actually sing it in his songs. So that's beautiful. Thanks, Reflections. New energized 1.5-inch goddess Bala statues are available. Whoa, okay. And Bhairavi is posted here, or Radha has posted the link there. And Judy Angle Bhairavi is saying $40. So that's awesome. See, you never know when you're going to get these images. And I remember I was telling people I wanted to get Mahashivaratri, 108 Shivalingams. And this was like, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 years ago. And I was like, oh, no, I'll just get it next year. And it didn't come for like 15 years. So I was like, oh man, I should have got it back then. But it's going to come when it's going to come. But if you see the Bala Tripura Sundari statue, and it's going to be energized during this Navaratri, during 2020, during the year of pandemic, and you have that Bala and you feel that energy. So that becomes your touchstone, your good luck charm, if you will. And then being that size, just like this goddess Varahi, this size is so fabulous because you can carry it anywhere. And when you hold on to it, we have very powerful chakras in the palms of our hands. And when we hold on to an image and we are praying, we don't have to say, oh, I don't know what I'm praying for, I'm confused. You'll get clarity really super fast because these are energized images as well. So that's something that I would encourage people to. I think this is about a 1-inch size as well. So it's perfect. And then you can have it in your purse and carry it with you, can have it in your pocket. I'm going to get one. So I think we've come to a close of this program today. It seems lemons are a huge part of this. Yeah, lemons have this ability, and they're also it's a healing energy. And you just think of it in practical terms. When you have a sore throat, what do? You have lemon and honey, hot lemon and honey, right? That's just what you take in, and it will help to soothe. So lemons are astringent. They can, detox you. So when we offer it to the goddess, we're actually detoxing the space or our energy field, because we have to have something physical as a tool so that it will attract the divine. And so lemons and limes are what the goddesses really love. So if you're offering a lemon or a lime, you can offer it as, you can cut it in half even, and then you can open it up. And if you have kumkum powder, you can put a little bit on there. Or if you have a lime as well, you can do that instead, or as well, both. And then you can offer it to the goddess Durga. And you can leave it there for a day, and then you just throw it away. She loves it. So you can do that, or you can just offer it to the goddess Durga. You can say, this is for you. And as an offering, you can say, can you bless this? And then you can take it and squeeze it and have lemon juice with some honey. And that will be a prasad. So you can leave it there for, some time. And I wouldn't leave it too long, because these need to be refrigerated to last longer. And so then you can use that as a prasad. If you're using the lemon or the lime as a karma buster to get rid of negativity, then you won't want to eat it. You'll just want to put it on your throat, and you can imagine the goddess Durga or Lakshmi or Saraswati. You can just say, say their mantra, or you can just think about them and ask them to remove the stubborn karma and put it into this surrogate technology. And then once you put your eye, whatever you've seen that's no longer serving you, whatever you've heard is no longer serving you, whatever you've smelled, you've taken in through the different senses, you've tasted, you've talked, anything that you've done with the air that you breathe, you can roll it around your body, your chakras, get creative. And then this will be an absorber of negativity in that sense of offering. And then you just cut it and throw it away. So you can throw it in the organic waste, or you can throw it in an ocean if you're nearby that. Just be discreet so people don't think that you're littering, unconsciously. So you can use that. You can use the lemon or lime for offering to the goddess and saying, hey, I love you. And then they'll give you that love back. And then you can make lemon juice or honey or whatever it is that you want with the lemon. And then if you're going to offer it as a surrogate for absorbing negativity, then you don't want to take it in. You want to just cut it, throw it in the garbage, and all that karma is gone. Or throw it in the waste organics, or in the ocean, river, lake. Elizabeth is saying, how do we get our statues energized if we don't purchase through Apply Center? I have a beautiful palm-sized brass elephant Ganesha I have with me, very reassuring. Well, if you're in one of the Ganesha programs, you can just start to activate it yourself. So, or if you are participating in the free services, YouTube's, go on to YouTube, and Dr. Ply talks about Ganesha everywhere. So you can get the mantra from him, and then you can just offer like what we do here with the 5 elements. So, you were in the Ganesha program. So then you can use your practices that you learned in the Ganesha program. I'm not sure which one it was. Was it the most recent one, the Living Ganesha? We got 8 types of Ganesha then. So you can energize that your statue with all the different mantras. Yeah. So, and then if you want to, you can just pour a little water, you can put some milk or juice, bathe it in, give it an abhishekam, a sacred bath, and then offer the food, the water, the ghee lamp or candle for the fire, the air is the incense, and then the flower is the ether. So you just start to energize that statue or that image with the teachings. And then also, if you really want it to come alive, then give it the 5 elements. You're doing that already. Great. So you're doing it. That's great. So, all right, everyone. Well, are there any burning questions, shared experiences? Please post it to the chat or we'll head off. So thanks everyone for joining. If you have any questions or I didn't comment and you really want me to respond, then send an email to office@plycenter.com and ask them to forward it to Sutrita. Or if you have any specific questions, then our fabulous friends there will help you out. And then if they are going to pass that on to me, that's fine. But they're really great. Bhairavi is one of our fabulous Ply Center facilitators, and she has been responding to people for years, thousands and thousands and thousands of support emails. So thank you, Bhairavi. So God bless you all, everyone. Thanks to Dr. Ply. Big thank you to Dr. Ply during this Thanksgiving weekend. Cultivate the attitude of gratitude, everyone. Be grateful and be full of greatness, and the goddess will come and give you more. You just don't, you can't even imagine what this simple practice will do. Just calling on the goddess, ask for her, cry to her, ask Dr. Ply to reveal her to you. And whether you can get into a paid program or you have all these free programs, please keep attending, because that's what's going to make you to really commune with the goddess so that no one is left behind. All right, everyone. God bless you all. We will see you when we see you next. Namaste.